Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. In today's video, we will be exploring what will come of this situation. So hopefully if you clicked on this video, you have a specific situation or scenario that is in your head, which is why you felt drawn to this reading. And yeah, also if you don't, you can still watch these piles anyways, just to see maybe if there's a larger situation that comes to you or your current situation. Whatever the case may be, we will find out what will come of it. Alright, so we will get into these piles. We have 4 to choose from. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Feel free to pause this video for a moment if you need some time to meditate on which of these piles you feel the most drawn to. And then once you've decided, you can fast forward to the timestamp in the description box below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and without further ado, we will get started with pile 1. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose this Dalmatian Jasper stone. This is a really interesting one to pick. Let's take a look at what your situation is and what will come of it, alright? So first let's actually take a look at these oracle cards. We have gratitude and trust. Alright, so for a lot of you guys, I'm getting the feeling like this is a very specific or particular situation that you've ended up in, and it might seem a bit weird or confusing right now. But this seems like a shorter term kind of situation that's teaching you to trust yourself, to also draw inward and to be more grateful as well. Maybe this is a situation that's teaching you to be grateful that it could have gone worse, or also to be more in the present moment and to fully appreciate what comes of the situation, regardless of whether it's a good or bad outcome whenever we have gratitude. Because this card helps us to focus more on the positive, yes, but also to just appreciate where we're at and what we have. So yeah, even if this is a situation that doesn't necessarily end up with the outcome that you're hoping for, I think at the very least it will provide you with an outcome that gives you this sense of reassurance, because you're aware that maybe you made the best judgment with the knowledge you were given at the time or the tools that you had, and you made the best of it. That's kind of what this gratitude card, I think, is getting at for you. And of course, this pairs perfectly with trust, because I think also with gratitude comes the sense of trust, which you have to have. Trust that you did the best you could, and even if things maybe could have gone better, they still probably could have gone worse. Or maybe no, that's not what I should tell you guys, but with trust, I think there's this sense of rooted security in yourself and knowing that you tried, and that at a certain point, regardless of the outcome, you trust that you did the best you could. And also maybe this card could be coming up to ask you guys to trust that the situation will work out and you don't actually need to worry about it, because things will fall into place, and to just have more trust that maybe this is out of your control and you're doing all that you can. Alright? Okay, so let's take a look at these cards and see more specifically what this situation is. So we have Judgment. Yeah, also, please don't judge yourself, pile one. This is a learning journey, and maybe along the road of the situation, or even now, it's really easy to nitpick certain moments that have really exposed cracks in your judgment. Maybe you didn't have the best judgment, or the situation is bringing up maybe insecurities that you have surrounding things that you easily judge yourself over, okay? And we have the Tower, the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Two of Cups. Okay, what could come of this situation could be friendship. And also I see trust in this Two of Cups card as well. So maybe the outcome, if this involves a second party or another person, could be that you guys actually become closer and gain each other's trust. But either way, something that is promising about this could be a lasting connection with another person. It doesn't have to be romantic. This can also be friendship too. And also just being grateful for giving or doing what you know to be right, I think, as well. What's interesting is this Tower card. So something is being destroyed and rebuilt in this process. So yeah, this situation, it could be something that's very temporary, maybe that lasts a few months, at max maybe 5 months, but it could have longer reaching consequences or effects that ripple through, but not necessarily in a bad way. This is very positive for you guys because I think it's helping you to let go of certain things that are very hard and maybe sensitive areas for you. So this could be bringing up themes of control, having to release certain baggage or beliefs, and learning to be more receptive and more grateful for what you have too. Also with this Tower, I have a feeling like maybe this situation currently seems very discouraging for you, almost like there's going to be some difficulties involved, or you're going to have to maybe shoot someone down in your life in order to get through it. But I don't really see that. I don't see it being A, as difficult, and B, playing out in the way that it seems. You could be looking at this as if it's a brick wall and there's no way to get around it, this situation. But actually, if you zoom out or even walk in a completely different direction, you'll notice that actually it's not what you think. This is an interesting image that I just got, but it's actually of, if you guys have seen Harry Potter and you know how you need to cross through that area, that wall, in order to get to the actual train station. But then when it's closed off, they take the flying car. I almost feel like this situation could have a parallel in terms of the solution that would be best. Maybe not the could be messy, all right? That's generally what happens with this Tower energy, is things are falling all over the place. There is some fallout, but if that's what it takes to really break through this barrier, then go for it, okay? So these cards are giving you permission to not worry about that. To not worry about looking stupid or having to ask for help too with this Page of Pentacles. Maybe that's how this friendship or this connection gets going, actually, is that you need to reach out for some help or some support here, which can make sense. So let's keep going. and get you guys some more cards. What will come of this situation? Pile 1. Okay, so we have life's purpose. Yeah, so this situation will have larger it will have larger ripple effects, maybe on other areas of your life, affecting relationships, friendships, and it could also influence your life purpose direction too. Maybe interests or, yeah, with the Page of Pentacles, this is usually the student card. Reaching out, being curious, even inquisitive. It can be a bit of a beginner energy too. So this is forcing you, the situation is forcing you to come back to the beginning of something, and that could seem uncomfortable. But in a way, this is helping you to align, though, with this larger purpose for things. What is the outcome of the situation? Oh, and we also have return to joy. We are here to experience joy. All right. So, okay, yeah, definitely some positivity on the horizon. And yeah, it's like seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here. So just know that this roadblock, this barrier that seems so daunting or difficult at the moment really is just, you can move around it. It doesn't need to seem like this tunnel if you look at it through tunnel vision. It can be a building or a maze. Maybe that's the better way to go about it, and to find other ways of getting around it. But I think with this card, there will be a good, happy outcome to this, all right? It might not be quite as smooth as you want it to go, but ultimately you will get the outcome that you want, and that serves your highest purpose too. So don't even worry about whether you'll make mistakes or not, because hey, even if you do, you'll still get to the destination in the end. Think of it as Hogwarts. I know that is kind of a weirder metaphor for this, but that's kind of how I'm visualizing it when I'm looking at these cards. So let's pull some more. Pile 1. What is the outcome of pile 1's situation? Ooh, okay, so we have surrender. Yeah, definitely. With the Tower, there's always, some resistance at first. It's something that we put off, but the longer that we put it off, the more it builds up. Think of it like a volcano, and then eventually we're going to have to surrender to that force and let it flow out anyways. So a big part of what this situation is teaching you is to let go, to release, especially old belief systems, or even ways that you have programmed yourself to problem solve, pushing against something as opposed to pulling back and maybe taking your time, all right? Time shouldn't be the thing that's detracting you from solving this problem, because it lies within. Okay, and we also have self-love. Ooh, yeah, so that could also be another, I think this is connected as well to that initial gratitude card that you guys got, because being grateful for even the mistakes, even the times when the situation went astray, really helps you with self-love, because that is all about acknowledging our faults and loving them anyways. That's really what it is about, because it's so easy to appreciate and to be grateful for the things that we're already good at, but it's so much more difficult and rewarding in the long run to invest in loving the things that are imperfect and that we're insecure about too. All right, let's roll the Astro dice. What will come? Actually, no, first, let's roll it for what this situation is about. Okay, yeah, so we have Capricorn. This is definitely that energy. Very trial and error. You guys figuring out also a lot about yourself. The first house is associated with the self and even the outer personality. So how we approach the world and how we project ourselves out into the world. This, for some of you guys, could be overcoming shyness and learning to let go of that worry that you'll say the wrong thing or that you'll piss someone off. And then North Node, this is exactly tied to your life purpose. The North Node is the point of aspiration, self-evolution, spiritual ascension even. And this is growth. This is you guys really learning a much larger lesson, likely within a shorter period of time. But again, this is aligned with your path, and though it could be difficult for a short while, it will have a much larger purpose and value behind it. So just trust, again, trust that there will be a happy outcome to this, because there will be. And again, with Capricorn, sometimes it's just about making the best of the situation for the moment. But then once you're through it, once you're through that tunnel, then you see the light and realize what you gained from it. So even if you aren't really able to see that yet, just know that you will be really grateful for the situation and what it brings to your life. All right. So I will leave this pile here for now. I hope this was helpful and gave you some clarity and clarification on the situation. If you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. For all of you who chose this Carnelian crystal, let's see what kind of situation you're in and what will the outcome be. All right, so we're going to start with your oracle cards. We have leadership and tranquility. Also, I just want to mention, if you can hear any background noise, just know that that's my neighbor's gardener, so I'm very sorry about that. All right, so we have leadership and tranquility. So these are the lessons that you're learning, and with leadership, there's always this feeling of learning to find your strength, okay? I think of the story of the Lion King and maybe starting off from a place of wanting to escape who you are and go off and almost not take responsibility for your destiny and even those around you, okay? Your pack or your tribe. But then coming back and having this realization that this is who I am, this is what I'm meant to be. So you guys, this situation, part of its outcome will be forcing you guys to step into a position of leadership, whether you like it or not. But with tranquility, though, there's almost this ease of doing so. So maybe this is a transitionary period for you where you're undergoing this deep reflection and you're learning to embrace these new changes and things flowing in with ease and acceptance rather than pushing back against it. So this is actually a very good thing, and I think these traits that you're cultivating here will definitely serve you in future situations that come up, which will press you to take charge and be more assertive. That's definitely something that comes with leadership here. So let's take a look at your tarot. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I almost feel like this situation is asking you to stay calm and maybe take things slowly. Or even to sort of be cautious here at first, because the Knight of Pentacles teaches us to take the slower but more secure path. So he isn't one to take risks. And then we also have the Five of Pentacles, the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Cups, as well as the Queen of Pentacles. I really like these cards. This Five of Pentacles is a bit iffy though, but I almost feel like this is, yeah, you're having to navigate this path on your own. You aren't able to rely on other people here or to ask for help because maybe they can't be relied upon, or they just don't have the information or advice that you seek. Okay, so this does seem to be a solitary path that you're having to go down with this situation that you find yourself in. It could be really hard to ask others for help, and maybe you have a lot of choices presented to you that, I don't know, it could seem like, you know, one is very good, the other is also really good. What do I choose? So yeah, this situation, it's very much teaching you to trust your own judgment and to make a decision and stick with it. And I definitely see with the Ten of Cups that you will make the best choice here, all right? The Ten of Cups is the ultimate kind of cup card, and it's not only prosperity, abundance, but it's also emotional prosperity, having that connection with those who you love, all right? So this will be the best outcome for you regardless. And the Queen of Pentacles, here's that leadership. Hey, it's cool. You guys go from the Knight of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. And regardless of your gender, the Queen of Pentacles is the kind of leader who is very tranquil. She's calm. She makes decisions at ease. She doesn't need to ask for advice. I mean, she has very good judgment and doesn't allow other pressures to get the better of her. So this is the outcome. And this is kind of the best outcome for what you guys are going through right now. I think what's weird about this, though, is it seeming like you have to do it alone. And that could be true. Maybe this is a problem that you have to solve that literally no one else can help you with. Maybe this involves choosing a career path or trying to make the decision of being a parent or something. And this is something that you have to make for yourself. That's sort of the catch-all, though, with this, is that no one else can really know what you want. And it does involve making a choice, too. That's sort of the strong center point in these cards, is looking at all of your options. But I think the way that you're going about this is really effective, at least for the moment, right? Just be careful of becoming too, notice whenever you feel that urge to ask someone for what they think. What do you think I should do about this? Or what choice should I make regarding this person or whatever this situation is? And if you do ask others for their opinion or their advice, again, just compare that with what your gut feeling is, and then always fall back on what you feel is the best choice. Okay? What is the best for your happiness, your ultimate happiness and success? What do you need to do in this situation to achieve that? Okay? But I love these lessons that you're learning from this, though, because this is getting you to rely a lot more on yourself and to be strong enough to make these kinds of decisions and be bold and have the courage to do so, right? So that's a huge step up from who you were initially, because the Knight of Pentacles, he takes orders from the king or the queen, right? But you're moving from that into this Queen of Pentacles. So this is a huge leap energetically that you guys are undergoing. And I just feel like this is a time full of transition for you. So things are very gray and it's hard to look at things in a black or white way. And that's why you keep having that urge to really ask other people what they think or to help you navigate this. But that's part of the lesson. So let's keep going and pull you guys some more oracle cards. What outcome will come of the situation? Pile 2. Okay, so we have silencing the mind. Yeah, oh right, that is exactly the theme here. And then we also have simple pleasures. Look for beauty that is all around you. Gorgeous. This is also tied to this Queen of Pentacles, because what this situation is getting you to realize is to open up to sources of pleasure, sources of beauty that are already there. And that can even help you slow down to realize the best decision that you need to make too. I also think of simple comforts, tuning more into your intuition, and finding peace in your life too with this card. And of course, silencing the mind, as well as that earlier tranquility card that we pulled, makes a lot of sense, because silencing the mind, you need to shut out all voices. So that includes other people's voices telling you what to do, giving you suggestions, even inner pressures that we have. Because a lot of times that has a big part to do with the way we make decisions is, okay, well, what will this person think of me if I were to do this? Or how would it look, right? Silencing the mind helps you to really tell those voices to get lost, and at least to be able to shut them out whenever you need to. So meditation is a very good thing that would help you guys. Journaling. Try to listen more to your inner voice, because that is where your leadership potential is rooted. That's really what's going to get you to the outcome that you want. Okay? All right, more cards for pile 2. What is the outcome? Oh my gosh, we have surrender. Also, this came up for the last pile as well. So I think what's so appropriate about that is whenever we're navigating through situations, and especially ones where we do feel some kind of anxiety or worry, part of the lesson as well ultimately will be to help us to let go and surrender or release things that aren't just holding us back, but sort of getting in the way of there being a smooth transition here, okay? And also just trusting that you know the best way, trusting in yourself is what you can do. we also have Stargate of Orion. Orion is the hunter. So Stargate of Orion, I feel, is about unlocking the key to that hunter or that leadership side of your identity. I'm almost seeing, yeah, you're unlocking a new corridor or corner of your personality that maybe you haven't really exercised before or you're not used to. So this is unknown territory, for sure, that you guys are stepping into and exploring, which is super exciting, if anything. There's just a lot of unknowns, and of course with these cards that are focusing on mental calm, I think learning to just control even the way you react to things, the way you take in information, other people's energies too, is heavily tied to this journey of you guys finding that inner voice and trusting your own guidance and judgment too. Okay, so let's roll the astro dice. First, I want to see, what situation is this? Can we see what the situation is? Ooh, okay, so we have Sagittarius, 5th house, and Neptune. Okay, first off, Neptune is the planet of dreams, nebulousness. It can be a deceptive energy, but it's very spiritual. And I think because this situation, there's just a lot of different possibilities and ways that it could play out. And I think this Sag energy kind of is taking that and running with it. And, you know, you might feel this urge to listen to get the input of as many different people as possible, or see if you can glean information about each different option or path that is open to you right now. Maybe you're wanting to meet as many people as possible. There is this sense of you guys really wanting to get out there and push the limits too with Sagittarius. It can be a daring energy too. So there is that urge, but again, with Neptune, things, it's not best to rush into this energy, right? So that's why we got that Knight of Pentacles at the beginning, because you need to take things one step at a time, one decision or choice at a time. And this 5th house, ooh, this is exactly in tune with the Simple Pleasures card, because the 5th house is the house of romance, games, creativity. It's a very fun house. So I think, again, keep coming back to that place of centering yourself. So finding that silence. There could be a lot of stimulation around you, again, and taking pleasure in things that bring you that calm and help you to connect back with your intuition and your creativity too. So let's roll these again and see what the outcome is. Ooh, okay, so we have Taurus, 2nd house, these go together, and Pluto. Yeah, Pluto is that sense of power. We're talking about leadership here, and Pluto, of course, deals with rebirth, transformation, and it can be actually a darker place, like uncharted waters. That's what I was talking about with the Stargate of Orion. You guys are unlocking the key to a new territory, a new path even, that could seem actually scary initially, but there's a lot of just gorgeous potential here. And Taurus, same thing with that Queen of Pentacles. It's about finding that power within, but that kind of quiet power, being the kind of leader who can take charge, but also is open and receptive and not too closed off or shut out here at the same time. And for many of you guys, I think as well, this situation is helping you to overcome a fear that you have surrounding that power and becoming more comfortable with it. Okay, so I will leave this pile here for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey, pile 3, welcome to your reading. For those of you who chose this emerald crystal, let's see what outcome will come of your situation. So we're going to start off with these oracle cards. We have healing, productivity, and energy. Ooh, this is very positive. Positive, productive. Also, I think with pumpkin, enriching for you. You guys could be learning something that gives you a lot of fulfillment. Almost like taking a course with a very impressive professor or instructor. There's this feeling, though, with you guys of getting the most out of the situation or kind of maximizing and taking advantage of all that you can from it. So that's very interesting. And also healing. Okay, so this situation is allowing you to heal an insecurity, or it can be giving you more confidence, perhaps, with an ability that you weren't so sure about at first. I also just feel like you guys are taking a dose of tea or something that's very deeply soothing to your soul. Whatever the situation is, and what you're getting out of it is some deep soul nourishment. And what's interesting about these two cards is we have orange, right? Literally we have the orange, but same thing with pumpkin. So orange is a color of creativity, action, motivation, and embodiment. It's a very fulfilling and happy color too. So I think, again, happiness and feeling whole, feeling like you made the most of the situation, and maybe it came into your life right when you needed it. There's just this sense of being fully satisfied with this outcome or with the way that this situation is playing out, which is very exciting for you guys. And what's cool here too is we have 8 and then 28. So there's definitely a big leap that's being made. You guys are getting a lot of downloads and also motivation and being energized from what you learn. There's a big learning step or learning curve here. And even if this situation, you're thinking, what are you talking about? This does not sound like the kind of situation I'm in, right? Maybe it seems difficult and complicated, but the outcome itself and the feeling that it's evoking is very straightforward and has a lot of power, actually. All right, let's get into these cards and see what is the situation. We have the King of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and the Six of Wands. Okay, yeah, so this is that energy. The Six of Wands wants to go. It's a very victorious energy, so you will be victorious in this situation. Although I don't really see it being a competitive thing necessarily, but more so having to do with knowledge and you guys getting something out of learning or discovering something, okay? And I think you guys are also letting go of this urge to be very strict with yourself and to not just enjoy it. Enjoy the situation. Allow it to unfold naturally. Don't feel the urge to tightly control it or know what to expect every single moment throughout, because regardless, it will surprise you. And I think if you just take it as it comes, you'll just be able to appreciate it more and really be more receptive and perhaps learn more, take more away from it, because you'll be sitting in that place of quietude, focus, not needing to worry about what you're doing in a particular moment or not, but paying attention. I almost feel like this situation wants you to pay attention to it. I mean, not to the point of obsession or anything, but to give it your full consideration. It's almost like if you're watching a performance, you're watching a singer or someone doing something, right? You want to give them your undivided attention, not only so you can listen to what they're saying or make out the music, but really just so you can actually enjoy it and fully appreciate all the different nuances, okay? So the situation wants you to listen very closely, but not in a calculated fashion, okay? Feel free to put your legs up almost and relax into this experience, but don't feel this urge to measure it or to plan it out or to look ahead. Allow it to be what it is. All right, so let's keep going. Oh, okay. Yeah, balanced life. Love seeks your well-being. Okay, yeah, and we also had that healing card, so finding a balance, especially between your health and also being able to maybe experience certain delights or pleasures from time to time, but leaning back into a certain energy of non-extremes and finding that middle ground is a really good way to go. It's almost like how you can see this contrast between this Nine of Swords and this Nine of Pentacles, and see how she is allowing all of these things to ripen around her. This is a card associated with fruitfulness, right? This is a very fruitful, there's a lot of fruitful potential here, but that is only if you allow it to be and don't get too caught up or focused on these swords, which usually represent worries, doubts, even stress too. And the swords can be really sharp and structured too. But yeah, there's definitely this shift that you guys will need to make between the Nine of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles, which is really cool. And also finding a balance between those as well. This makes sense with the High Priestess because you can see how she's sitting between these two pillars, black and white. Things don't need to be black and white. You can find a middle ground, a middle seat between these two energies where you're balanced, you have that foundation, and you feel very secure, but also you're free. You feel receptive and open mentally and emotionally. Okay, let's get one more. Okay, and we also have Return to Joy. We are here to experience joy. And then at the bottom we have slow down to relax, break to enjoy the beauty around you. Okay, so again, this is just about savoring the moment. Don't even worry about the outcome of the situation. I think the outcome in itself really is dependent on how you feel about the situation and how relaxing, how much you were able to enjoy experiencing it. Because that's what it's really about, you know? For instance, if you travel abroad, it's not about a particular destination or being able to see a specific thing as much as even the things that you don't plan on seeing, that you end up seeing anyways. Or, you know, there needs to be some room for you to figure things out as you go. You can't just have it all calculated. And yeah, this situation, it's really asking you to be a child. I don't know why it is, but for this pile, there's such an emphasis and reassurance on not only it working out, but the situation itself deserving your attention and just gentle care, and also treating yourself in that way too, so that you can fully experience the joy and the promise of what it has in store for you. All right, let's keep going. Pull you guys some more cards. What is the outcome of this situation? Eagle medicine. Yeah, that's exactly it. The feeling that I got was that it's very soothing to your soul, also transformative with eagle energy. Eagle can rise above things, it has a broader outlook, and it's very intelligent. Also, vision, so being able to, you know, not obsess on one detail, but look at that broader view too. So, almost one of the things that you're learning too is how to see in a new way. Not only that allows you to step back, but also to appreciate that beauty in the view that's in front of you. Okay, wait, not that one. Okay, pile 3. Ooh, all right, we got it. This one was a bit reluctant. We have full moon. Okay. So full moon is all about release, completion. I do feel like this situation represents a a completion or a closing out of a chapter in your life. So you could be moving on. Maybe this is like the last course and you're graduating, or this is you actually going abroad and, you know, moving on with your life. And it's just asking you to enjoy it. Maybe some of you guys are single at the moment, and this situation, maybe it's just a larger situation and it's not, and you guys are so focused on that destination of eventually ending up with someone or finding someone, when you should really just be learning to enjoy the pleasures of being by yourself, of being your own person, of having this energy already full within you. And yeah, the full moon also is about fullness, quite literally, and intuition, transformation. So yeah, I think the outcome of this will be very huge, very big, and will give you energy in life for years to come. Because again, it's teaching you that there's more to life than just focusing on the day to day. I mean, yes, being present is a big part of this, but also finding balance too, and being able to have that discernment and wisdom to let in whatever information you need at a specific time, and to also release other information or energy that you no longer need. All right, so let's roll the Astro Dice and see what this situation is. Okay, so you have 6th house, Virgo, and Neptune. Okay, so I almost feel like the situation itself, if you were to judge it from an external point of view, almost as if you were a stranger looking in on your life, then you would be more critical of the situation than it deserves, okay? Because this is actually something that's very positive, but it might seem like something that you want to get through, like a chore, right? The 6th house is also the house associated with health, and I know we got that balance card, your well-being. So that's also an outcome that will come of this situation, is you guys getting a better grip on even your health and, you know, your spiritual health as well, because we have Neptune. This isn't just about the physical. There's a lot of spiritual development and growth that is coming of this. And it's soothing too. Neptune has that medicinal quality because it's very soulful, mystical, and similar to that high priestess, is attached or connected to higher waves of consciousness. So it's bringing in these downloads and wisdom, and you just have to make sure that your ear is open to let in some of these pieces of information and value out there. Okay, so I will leave this reading here for now. These were the main messages that wanted to come through. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey, Pile 4, welcome to your reading. For those of you who chose this Ox's Eye or Red Tiger's Eye, let's see what your situation is and what will the outcome be. For you guys, I kind of want to start with your tarot actually first. Alright, so we have the 3 of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Queen of Swords, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, I think you guys are studying something, or there's something to be studied. Okay, there's a sense of close observation here. You can see clearly in the 3 of Pentacles how we have this student who is examining this model and learning from a mentor. And also we have this Hermit too, which is this other figure who is very wise with gray hair. So you guys are definitely in a phase of learning, of soaking up information, being diligent as well, having a set routine, and learning a technique or method, because also with this 3 of Pentacles, this can deal with a craft, so learning a skill, kind of cultivating that, and also collaboration. So this situation, it's definitely a learning experience for you guys, but in a positive way, not, you know, in a negative or kind of messy way. But it's actually kind of neat. You guys are getting some real guidance and wisdom, either from a teacher and someone who is setting an example for you. I also feel like, okay, you're in this phase of learning, but you're on this road to becoming this Queen of Swords energy, or embodying that more fully, where you can be more logical. The Queen of Swords makes me think of someone who is very devoted to truth, good judgment, and who has a command of words. And she's also very intuitive too. So I also feel like something you guys are picking up in this situation is strengthening your ability to manifest and to welcome in connections, but the right kind of connections, if that makes sense. So this Ace of Cups, this often represents love in new relationships, but this can also be business contacts too, or people, work collaborations with those who are like-minded. Okay, I'm almost getting, not just because of this Three of Pentacles, but if you are actually an artist, one of the outcomes of this situation will not just be increased knowledge and learning, but I almost feel like a better position. You guys are better off than you were before. And also, you're attracting contacts or connections with those who are like-minded, who can inspire you and uplift you even further, which is really cool. And it could seem a bit lonely at the moment. I mean, with the Hermit, there can be this feeling of having to listen and spend time in a period of observation and study. But at the same time, think of it this way. This situation is preparing you for a whole new world, a whole new version of yourself to emerge, and also these kinds of connections that you want to blossom and to flow into your life, right? So again, there's just a lot of value here that I see flowing in. All right, let's get into your oracle cards. We have luck. Ooh, I love it. Lime. I love it. We have ritual, corn, clarity, carrot. Yeah, okay, the Queen of Swords definitely is a card associated with clarity, discernment, and good judgment, and rationality. So the carrot, it makes a lot of sense coming out in this context. Also considering that we have the Hermit, which is an energy generally connected to Virgo and wisdom, right? So, and also that makes sense too, because actually the way that this card is depicted in traditional tarot shows the Hermit carrying a lantern. So shedding light on the situation, or being able to examine something up close, is another feature of that energy. Okay, and we also have happiness. All right. Yeah, this is definitely connected to this Ace of Cups, guys. The Ace of Cups, having your cup overfilling with abundance and with just positivity, love, feelings of contentment and happiness, of course. There's a lot of just good things on the horizon for you, almost a harvest of all these kinds of vegetables, and also a harvest of information. So the seeds that you are cultivating here with this Three of Pentacles, seeds especially in the realm of swords, right? So knowledge, learning a practical skill, and developing the tool sets that will prepare you for greater advancement and achievement And this doesn't have to just be in the field of your career, this can be in a different area of life as well. But it's really piquing your curiosity. I do strongly get that feeling that you are learning and studying something up close that you are, in fact, very interested in and curious, and that you can use in your toolbox for later, which is very interesting. And I also just love that we have this luck card. We have luck, happiness. So again, the outcome of this situation, I think, is very positive. You'll be more lucky and attract lucky people, even, who can provide you, or not provide you, but encourage you, inspire you to grow even further. So especially a mentor figure, or those who are also passionate and curious about the same things as you. And ritual is also tied to establishing these foundations of daily habits. And, ritual is also tied to routines and also things that we hold sacred. So finding clarity in these areas and getting them rooted and grounded before, as these stepping blocks before advancement is definitely key here. But let's pull you guys more cards. Pile 4. What is the outcome of this situation? Ooh, okay, so we have do not be frustrated, let go and feel peaceful. Also, I feel like you guys have some kind of light or divine guidance here. We have the angel and the star. So I almost feel like this knowledge is giving you that light and providing that clarity, your direction going forward. And also that reassurance to not be frustrated because it's within eyesight. I almost feel like you guys, not that you're so close to achieving this goal, but it is very attainable and you can see it. You can almost taste how it would unfold for you, which is very cool because you guys are actively in that stage of transforming away parts of yourself that almost get in the way of this vision and what's your focus, what's driving this study and this learning. Okay, and we also have accepting challenges, trust your inner resources. Yeah, so your inner resources are your intuition, your gifts of knowing, of being able to provide that foundation and structure your routines, and also showing up for yourself, being consistent. Something that is coming up too with this situation is accepting it head on, almost like diving into it. And, you guys might have a specific goal for doing that or an idea of what to expect, like a specific course of direction to take, which is really good. Especially when you have this kind of trust and you're secure in your rootedness. But I do think, though, this is something that's going to take some time, all right, this situation. So it might not happen overnight. And yeah, even though there's this, you can see it, you can see the star, there is still some kind of, distance, even though it seems close. So again, just keeping at it, keeping consistent is the way to go. But again, you'll have a lot of luck and happiness throughout and soon to come, especially if you guys do have a mentor or someone who you're looking to as an example or role model who has also gone down a similar path or has a similar kind of vision, who serves as this inspiration, that will also give you guys a lot of motivation and the energy that you need to get through this. Okay, let's keep going. Let's pull you guys some more cards. What is the outcome? Accepting challenges could mean that this situation prepares you for greater challenges or to step into a much greater role where you can actually handle bigger responsibilities, or that will well prepare you for things to come in the area of interest that you guys are pushing towards. Okay, that's also something I wanted to add. All right, what is the outcome? Ooh, we have white buffalo. Buffaloes are also about resourcefulness. Okay, this card wanted to come out full moon. And because the buffalo is white, it's also linked to purity, to a fresh start. And this is a new chapter that will soon appear for you. I think it's really just now, this current situation, a lot of it is preparation. Think of it that way. It's preparation, and you're going to get to this full moon, this peak kind of stage where things are finally making sense and coming full circle, and you can actually see it, right? You have that clarity because the full moon lights up the sky. So it's kind of about waiting for that, waiting through the darkness and keep doing what you're doing. And also this white buffalo, what's really special about this too is I almost think of spiritual purity because of the white. So this could also be a time where you guys are cleansing your spiritual field. You're cleansing your space, your aura, right? So that you're ready for all of the stuff that is about to come in, okay? All right, so let's see, what specifically is the situation? Let's see if we can get any last messages on that. Okay, so we have Neptune, Capricorn, and 11th house. You know what's interesting? I think the Neptune has been rolled for almost every single pile. So obviously Neptune is about spiritual attunement, and it can be also a murky energy and confusing to navigate, which makes sense, right? So yeah, it's tied to you guys pushing away or pushing out other things that are in the way of your direction, your vision. And this 11th house is actually very future focused. This is the house of our long-term dreams, our hopes, our wishes. And I think that is what's really motivating you guys. Also, Neptune is a planet associated with dreams too. So I think that could also be the outcome here of this situation, very much so, is being on track to achieve your dreams. Or maybe a dream that you have been planning for and that seems actually within your grasp. Okay, and then Capricorn, of course. Yeah, this situation, it is a time of testing and trials, okay? Capricorn isn't always the easiest energy to navigate with. It requires structure, discipline, and consistency, which I see with basically all these cards that we got earlier, right? But remember, we also have this happiness and this Ace of Cups here too. So what's in store for you is the reward will be well worth this hard work, okay? And this is a very beautiful time for you guys. You're growing in so many ways that you don't even realize. And it's slower moving, yes, but you know, take your time with it. You're doing everything right. And I think other people as well around you are noticing this kind of progression and even confidence that you guys are beginning to embody and show, especially when it comes to the things that you're very interested in or that light you up. So I will leave this pile here for now. I hope this was helpful. If you guys liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.